Business embedded in the social fabric of Britain, building everything from hospitals to army housing. Yet Carillion is now little more than corporate rubble, its collapse sparking fears for 19,000 UK-based jobs and the delivery of vital public services. As they turned up for work today, its employees learned that last-minute rescue talks revealed over the weekend by Sky News had failed, and those talks have exposed the depths of the government's ties to the company. Isn't there a clear case for saying that this is an abject example of corporate mismanagement?
I think there's certainly questions to be put to the board. We, as government, had been talking to the board over the last 6 months since they made public warning of their financial position. We have always been assured that they were optimistic and confident.
The government awarded Carillion work on HS2 and other big infrastructure projects after a massive profit warning last July laid bare the company's financial problems. In total, it was handed a further 7 public sector contracts, even as it hurtled towards bankruptcy.
There are big questions to ask about why they were continuing to give very big contracts when they knew it was in difficulty, the apparent lack of preparation except for the last few days. I mean, it does seem a mess.
The company was carrying £900 million of debt and had a pension deficit estimated at £580 million. But Sky News understands that the total losses facing a vast group of banks such as Barclays and HSBC could be as high as £2 billion. The cost to the pension's lifeboat of paying compensation to Carillion workers could be up to £900 million. Construction projects like the development here that Carillion was working on are a bit like corporate reputations. They take years to build but can be demolished instantly. Some hedge funds had been betting since 2015 that Carillion was grossly overvalued by the stock market, a view which directors of the company dismissed as ill-informed gossip. So why do those investors appear to have known more than the occupants of Carillion's boardroom? Liquidators may still face a bill to pay the chief executive sacked last summer and his successor, who wasn't even due to start until next week. Today, Carillion's directors refuse to answer questions about its collapse, although their conduct will face a formal probe by the official receiver. In a statement, the company's chairman, a former advisor to the Prime Minister, said, "This is a very sad day for Carillion, for our colleagues, suppliers and customers," and praised workers' tireless efforts to save it.
It operated on very thin profit margins. So if you look at its last year's accounts, it made £5 billion worth of revenues, but actually only £150 million worth of profits. And what that means is that a small twitch in terms of the revenue numbers or indeed its costs could mean that profits are wiped out entirely.
With 450 separate government contracts, Carillion could justly have claimed to be the company that runs Britain. As its demise ignites debate about the wisdom of private companies' role in the public services on which we all depend, it's become clear that it couldn't even run itself. Mark Kleinman, Sky News.